In this section of the Windows 11 course, we will see how to change the date and time. If I click on the Start menu and click on the Settings option, once the setting panel is opened, there is an option for changing the date and time. I can see there is an option under Time and Language. I can simply click on Time and Language to choose the date and time settings. This is the current date and time, or else I can search for date and time. From the search option, I'll be able to select the date and time. Now, this is the current date and time, and this is the time zone for the clock which I have set. This is set to Indian Standard Time. If I want to change to a different time zone, then I should be able to change to a different time zone. If you are staying in a different country, then you can come here under time zone and choose the time zone according to your country. So I'll set it to Indian Standard Time. And if I want to make the clock to appear under the system tray, I have disabled the clock under the system tray. If I want to enable this, I can enable this. The clock is shown here under the system tray. So I'll disable this. And if I want to enable the clock under the system tray, I can enable the clock to be shown inside the system tray. So now we'll be able to see there is a clock inside the system tray. I'll disable this clock, and I can even change the language settings from this option. If I click on language and region, I can select which language and region. So my language, I'll set it to English United States. So this is the default language, or I can choose English India. Now we can also set the region of the location. I'll set it to my current location, and I will keep this as default under recommended. I'll go back to, I will keep this as recommended, which is default. I will go back to time, and if I select the time again, we can also add additional clocks. From this option, if I want to add multiple clocks, I'll be able to add multiple clocks. I will rename this clock as Singapore, and I will set the time zone to Singapore. And I can even add another clock for a different time zone. I will set it to US Central Time Zone. I'll select the time zone for US Central. I will click on apply. Now we have set the clock for 3 different time zones, and if I enable this clock under the system tray, easily I will be able to access the time zone for 3 different time zones. One is for the India, and one is for Singapore, and one is for US Central. So my clock, I have set it to 3 different time zones. This is for Indian time zone, this is for Singapore time zone, and this is for US Central time zone. So we have seen how to change the date and time settings, and also we have added 2 different time zone clocks